What do we need to do first?
Well, the first thing we've done is we've weighed up the ingredients and we're now going to tip these in. Helen's going to tip these into the mixer for us. So that's all the ingredients that we talked about earlier that go to make the flour. And then the water that needs to go in with it as well.
And this is just a big giant mixing bowl.
This is a big mixing bowl that will do in about 3 minutes. That will take that from all those ingredients to be that complete finished dough.
Fantastic, that's amazing. Let's see what happens next then.
This is one we prepared a little bit earlier. And Helen's just going to scale that off into the right weight so we get the right sort of weight of bread that goes into the finished loaf. The next step is we round that up to make it into a into a round ball, and it then goes into the finished prover and rests for a minute or two. Before that then rotates through. It takes about 6 or 7 minutes, and that rests the dough right down and allows us to get a nice soft dough that when it comes out and into the next machine that you're seeing now, which we call the moulder, which flattens out the dough into a nice flat piece, rolls it up, and we get something that looks like this.
Wow.
Which is what goes into the tins.
It's like a big giant sausage.
It is like a big giant sausage. It's actually a bit like a Swiss roll inside. And then what we do is pop them into the tins. These are now ready to go in and be proved up.
So that's all you need, and then it will just rise right to the top.
The yeast that we talked about earlier allows that dough to rise, makes the little gas bubbles that grow and grow and grow.
Fantastic.
So if I then pop these in the prover, so this is a warm and humid place that keeps the temperature at the right level for the yeast to work.
So it's a little bit like a sauna pool.
Absolutely, just like a sauna, and the dough will rise over about the next sort of 50 minutes.
Okay, fantastic.
So here's some that I prepared a little bit earlier. So you can see That's exactly the same recipe that we saw earlier, and these have now all proved up and are just ready to go into the bakery. You can see they're quite soft, and sort of I can just touch them, and you can see, but they sort of wobble a bit like a jelly. So obviously I can't slice that, and you can't make a sandwich out of that. So the next thing we've got to do is put them in the oven and bake them.
Wow, fantastic. So it's not cooked at all, it's just been warmed slightly to let the yeast do its thing.
Yeah, that's it. It's just the yeast growing and releasing gas that's made this dough rise. So that now goes into the oven, and that'll move through in the oven very, very slowly. Takes about 20 minutes throughout the oven, and at the end of that time, we've then got nice bread.
Fantastic, okay.
Okay.
So what happens the other end then? Is that where it comes out? It's like a conveyor belt that goes all the way through here,
So the conveyor belt runs all the way through. Takes about 22 minutes in total, and actually we need to, and it's about 200 degrees C. So the bread...
Very hot indeed.
So the bread here is very hot, and that's why I need to wear the gloves. So here you can see those finished loaves. So these are again some that we made a little bit earlier, but you can see how they've browned up and they're now solid. So all we've got to do now,
you can just smell the bread as well. It smells amazing.
Is knock out those loaves, and there we go.
Oh,
4 nice wholemeal loaves.